The smell of jollof rice drifted down the street before sunrise, warm and inviting, wrapping itself around anyone who passed by. In Lagos, where mornings begin with horns, footsteps, and hope, that smell had a name: Amaka's place. People said if you ate from Amaka's restaurant once, your feet would bring you back a second time, without stress, without planning, almost like a promise you made without speaking. Office workers stopped by before work. Bus drivers parked just for 5 minutes and stayed longer. Even people who swore loyalty to other food joints somehow ended up standing in Amaka's line, smiling, waiting. Amaka herself was a sight many admired. A woman in her early 30s, always neat, always calm. Her laughter was soft, her greetings respectful. She called everyone my brother or my sister, and she remembered faces. In a city that rarely slowed down, she made people feel seen. Her restaurant was small. Plastic chairs, wooden tables, and a glass display that shone every morning, but it was never empty. Money flowed steadily. The pot never dried. And as her business grew, whispers followed. How does she do it? She just started last year. Other restaurants are closing, but hers keeps growing. Amaka heard the whispers and smiled. She stirred her pots, wiped her hands on her apron, and thanked God loudly whenever customers praised her food. But there was a story Amaka never told anyone. Long before the crowds came, before the daily sales and the respect, Amaka had known hunger. She came to Lagos with dreams and little else. She worked as a helper, slept on cold floors, and watched opportunities pass her by like buses she couldn't afford to enter. When she finally managed to open her small restaurant, things didn't move. Days passed without profit. Food spoiled. Rent waited impatiently. Neighbors mocked her quiet pots. Fear settled in her chest. That was when she met an old woman one evening, near a quiet road, as rain threatened the sky. The woman spoke softly, as if sharing advice, not danger. She told Amaka that Lagos rewards those who are wise. She spoke of shortcuts people take when patience feels too heavy. She mentioned a place Amaka had never dared to think about, the mortuary. Amaka laughed at first. Then she cried later. And after many sleepless nights, fear won the argument against conscience. Every week, before dawn, when the city still slept, Amaka went where she told no one she ever went. She returned quietly, washed her hands longer than usual, and cooked as she always did. To the world, nothing changed, but everything did. Customers multiplied, food finished early, profit smiled at her daily. She moved to a better apartment. She sent money home. People praised her success story, calling her a strong Lagos woman. At night, however, Amaka's sleep was never deep. Dreams came heavy. Sometimes she heard voices calling her name. Sometimes she woke up sweating, her heart racing, her room too quiet. Still, every morning she opened her restaurant. Nothing bad lasts forever. One afternoon, the restaurant was busier than usual. A man named Chinedu sat at a corner table eating slowly. He was not a stranger. He had eaten there many times, always enjoying the food. That day, as he scooped another spoon of rice, something felt wrong. Not the taste, but the feel. He stopped. He looked closer. His breath caught in his throat. What he saw did not belong there. Shock froze him. Fear followed fast. The spoon dropped from his hand, making a loud sound that silenced the nearby tables. People turned. Chinedu stood up suddenly, shaking, his voice breaking as he called others to look. Confusion turned into panic. The restaurant that once held laughter filled with screams and questions. Chairs scraped the floor. Some people rushed outside. Others covered their mouths, unable to believe what their eyes were seeing. Amaka stood behind the counter, frozen. For the first time, her smile did not come. The police arrived. Questions were asked. Answers refused to hide. The truth, buried for too long, rose into the open like something that had waited patiently for light. Amaka did not fight. She did not run. When they took her away, her head was bowed, her shoulders heavy, as if the weight she had been carrying all along had finally become visible. News spread quickly. The same people who once praised her now spoke in disbelief. Some cried, not just for what happened, but for the woman they thought they knew. Her restaurant was sealed. Her pots went cold. The smell that once drew people in disappeared from the street. In prison, days were slow, nights were longer. Amaka had time now, time she once tried to escape. She thought of her younger self, full of hope. She thought of every choice that led her there. Regret sat beside her like a silent companion. Success, she learned too late, is not only about how fast you rise, but how clean your hands remain while rising. And in Lagos, where stories travel faster than traffic, Amaka's name became a warning whispered to dreamers and business owners alike. No matter how sweet the reward looks, no matter how desperate the hunger feels, some shortcuts only lead to places you never planned to go. And some secrets, no matter how carefully kept, always find their way into the open. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories.